Greetings, Rich Marantz here from Green Mountain Tai Chi once again. Today I'm going to talk to you about a couple of the important structural components of your Tai Chi form. I've been very fortunate with my teachers, have spent a lot of time with me on structure. And I spend a lot of time with my own practice and with my students on structure. My personal belief is without structure you have nothing, okay? If you learn to only be soft and have no structure, you will never develop structure. But if you learn to develop structure, you can learn to be soft and still maintain structure. It's just my personal belief. Again, different people practice different ways. If it works for them, great. Okay, but this is what I've seen from my teachers and my own personal practice. Structure, 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 and at the same time hold on to nothing. Right? Let all the muscles relax. No internal resistance, okay? Better to do less with good structure than more with poor structure. You can hurt yourself, first of all, with poor structure. You won't be able to apply your Tai Chi, and your energy won't have a pathway to travel, okay? So I don't care how loose you are, if you're kinked like this, energy is going to get blocked. But if you're here and open and relaxed, energy has a pathway, right? Think of the garden hose. You kink the garden hose, water doesn't flow. Okay, so the number one structural component in Tai Chi, by far, if you do not have this, you will have nothing will work. Okay, as I truly believe it. It's the idea of a vertical center line, the idea of a plumb line running through your body. Okay, this is by far the most important thing. You should always, always, always have this in your awareness or be paying attention to while you're doing your Tai Chi form. So a couple of the ways to do that is you bring your fingertips to the crown of the head, touch with your fingertips, and press a little bit to get a sense of where the crown is. And now, like there's a string, you just pull that string upward. And this will start feeling like your spine is starting to open, right? Feel that feeling. Now, still holding that string through here, think of like a water balloon being filled. So you have a water balloon on your faucet and it's being filled. So this is up, and let that water balloon fill. Just let that water balloon fill. Of course, water will always go to the lowest point, right? It'll find its own gravitational point. So you just let that water drop. Let this whole section of your body, front, sides, back, just completely relax. So this is being pulled up, and let that just relax. That's your center line, that's your plumb line. If you notice, everything else is just relaxing around it. Another idea that one of my teachers taught me is you tuck the chin slightly. Do not overdo it, right? Slightly tuck the chin, and then you think about your collar and just pull your neck back against your collar. It's easy to overdo this, and at the beginning you will. Don't worry about it. Just keep doing it, and eventually you'll find that vertical center. So that idea of the string and relax, and then also tuck the chin slightly, pull the neck back. This is by far the most important thing. So everything you do has this sense of a vertical center line. So you think of the idea of a revolving door. If that center line on that revolving door is tilted, the revolving door is not going anywhere, and if it does, you're going to have to use an awful lot of force. It's no different in your Tai Chi. It's no different in your Tai Chi. Then another structural component, not necessarily the next, but another structural component is the idea that we always want space here, right? So what we want to avoid is, at all times, is bringing the elbow into the body. Right? We never want to bring the elbow into the body or the hand like this, right? This disconnects the arm from the body. So we always want to leave space no matter what we're doing, whether we're out or in, there's still space, right? So different people speak of this in different ways. You could say it's like an egg here. If you open up too much, you mess up your shoes. Too close, you mess up your shirt, right? So you want to hold the egg. My one teacher, Master Chen, Yun Sheng Tseng, said it's like a steamed bun, a Chinese steamed bun, hot. You pick them out, and you pick it up like this, it's hot, you put it down. It's the same thing here. It's like there's a hot steamed bun, and you're kind of picking it up. So it's pulling in, but not collapsing around it. So I really like that idea of that as well. It's like a hot steam bun under here, okay? And other people say it's like a fist or a tennis ball, whatever works for you. Always, always, always leave space. And when you do that, what you will find is your hands will pretty much stay a constant distance away from your body. So if you watch, when I do ward off, I have this space, I come down and do roll back, the distance is the same. I didn't pull into my body. So if I do ward off, come here, always space, and then through here. You see how I'm collapsing. There's no structure. But if you come here, leave the space, from here, leave the space, here, leave the space, here, leave the space, right? Even here, the space. Back here, space. Common error with withdrawals to do this, right? Or to do this. Space. Now it's my whole body pushing. So this is a very important structural component. At the same time, we want to be careful not to let the elbow float up. Right? In the Tai Chi classics, they say the elbows are always down. The shoulders are relaxed, elbows are down. But how do we do this without collapsing here? You have to create space outward from the body. So even though we're coming into the center line, we don't want to come into our body. We want to have a sense of coming outward. So we do that by, as if we're squeezing with our elbow. As if there's a tube of toothpaste here, right? One of my classmates from Yun Sang Cheng said he called it squeezing the toothpaste, right? So it's like you're coming in and there's a tube of toothpaste squeezing out. But you don't want to come so much you collapse. So at the same time, there's somebody pushing here. You want to be pushing them out. Something pushing here, you want to be pushing in. So there's always this sense, yin-yang. So from both directions, there's pushing happening that you're being in the center of, leaving that space. This is a structural component. Another structural component of the arms is the hands. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I've told somebody to relax and they do this. This is not relaxed. This is collapse, right? So if you take a moment, bring your hands like this and let your hands do that. And just stand there for a second and notice the way you feel. Honestly, I'm already getting depressed, right? So the idea is like you're shooting water out through your fingertips. You don't want to be like this, right? That's extreme. This is extreme. So you could take your hand, put it on your shoulder, keep that position and bring it out, and you see there's a little curve. There's again that bow shape. But now you think of it as like water shooting out through your fingertip. So this is open, open. Good structure, and the fingertip shooting out. Now stand like that and notice the way you feel. Now you feel alive. Get that vertical center line, you feel really alive. Now do this. That's no good. It tightens here, makes you feel crummy. Here, makes you feel alive. So structure the hands, space, elbows, both directions, shoulders down, vertical center line. One more structural component I'll talk about today is any time you stand on one foot, you've got to make sure that the weight is toward the heel of the foot, not on the heel, not all the way back, but toward it. If you have the weight towards the ball of your foot, your knee is going to get a lot of pressure and you're going to collapse. So you always want to have the sense that the weight is toward the heel, right? So you keep your hip underneath your shoulder. So you notice my hip is underneath my shoulder, right? And my knee is taking no pressure at all. My leg muscles working, of course, right? Don't be afraid to let your leg muscle work in Tai Chi, right? But it's not this. And now I'm collapsing. So you want to make sure you keep all the weight toward the heel whenever you're in a back stance or you are have weight on one foot. Okay? So a couple of the different structural components in Tai Chi. Okay? So you can practice these. Again, if you have questions, go ahead and contact me, and happy practice.